Are you worried about your children lacking the sense of responsibility? Do you find them often complaining about others for their own acts? No more worries. If you are new to this channel, I am Jalish Rahman, a life coach, an entrepreneur, and a corporate trainer. In the next few minutes, you will learn three powerful techniques which will help you to cultivate the sense of responsibility within your children and make them more responsible. If this is what you're looking out for, just go ahead and like this video. Let me get into this techniques now. Not a single day passes without me having to deal with my children in inculcating the sense of responsibility within them. That too, with four children of different age groups ranging from 1 to 17 years, I have adopted these techniques with them and I have been experiencing phenomenal results with them. I am very excited to share these techniques with you. Technique number one is no blame game. As parents, you need to be aware of a fact that almost all children are hardwired to complain others. It could be their siblings and an adult or any other external source for their own actions, for their own behavior and attitude. You may have experienced your own children saying something similar like this: Mom, she hurt my feelings. Or, Mom, you made me do this. Or, that's not my job. So the list goes on and on. If you notice, in all these complaints, there is only one thing in common, that is blaming others for their own actions or inactions. So, how do we resolve this? It's very simple. There is a very powerful technique by which you as a parent need to use these two words, that is decide and choose. I repeat, you have to use these two words, decide and choose. So, how do we do that? Let me give you a quick example. I remember one day my second daughter, she was supposed to come back at 6 o'clock after winding up her game, but she came an hour late. So my wife questioned her as to why she was late. And my daughter replied like this: Mama, I was planning to wind up my game by 6 o'clock, but my friend changed my mind. And that's why I was late. So after hearing this, my wife responded back like this: How did you decide to change your mind when you clearly know that you are supposed to complete your game by 6 o'clock and be back here to start your homework? So, if you look at the response of my wife, she has purposefully included the word decide. So, by purposefully fitting that word decide, she has put the responsibility back on my daughter's shoulders. You can also use this word choose in a different way. For example, you can, it could be like this. If you choose to complete your homework by 2 o'clock, I will take you to the mall. So, as parents, you need to purposefully fit these two words into your daily parent talk. The first few times your children may not get it, so don't lose your heart. Repetition is the key here. You need to really religiously follow the usage of these two words in your daily parent talk. Slowly and steadily, your children will get into their subconscious mind and they will start to really know that they are responsible for their own actions and nobody has got to be blamed for that. Use these two words. This will have a positive impact on your children's level of responsibility. Let's get into technique 2, that is responsibility is contagious. For most of the children below the age group of 9 years, they consider their parents as their role model. So, it is very important for you to behave as a responsible individual as they are watching you very keenly every day And that's what they draw their inspiration and learn from you. I remember when my wife forgot to switch off the oven and burnt the much awaited coffee cake. She expressed explicitly to all of us, including my children, that she was responsible for the entire mishap as she was attending a phone call at that point of time. The message that was conveyed to my children was very clear. It was pretty evident to my children that my wife had taken full responsibility for whatever happened on that day. On the other hand, if my wife had opted to question any one of us by saying, like, you could have paid attention to the burning smell so that we could have stopped the mishap. Thank God it didn't happen like that, because otherwise she would have taught our children about a bad lesson as to how effectively one can shy away from their responsibilities. As you work on your children's level of responsibility, it is very important for you to pay attention, and you have to be extra careful on your sense of responsibility. Your children have an amazing capability to mimic you and learn from you. That's why responsibility is contagious. So be responsible. Let's get into technique number 3, that is trust your children and assign tasks. How will you feel if your boss comes to you and says these words? I trust you completely that you can do a phenomenal job in completing on time and with top quality. And after saying this, he assigns you a task. How will you feel? Won't you feel very special? Won't you feel very pumped up? And can you imagine the amount of enthusiasm that you can generate in completing that task on time and with top quality? Why? Why? Because in this case, your boss used the simple technique of trusting you and then assigning you a task. This is exactly what you will experience when you do this to your children by trusting them and assigning them a task. Your children will feel very happy, very special. They will take complete responsibility in doing a phenomenal quality job. Couple of months ago, me and my wife had an engaging conversation with our 4-year-old daughter to take care of her little brother who is just 1 year old. We told her that we needed her help in monitoring her little brother to prevent him from putting any tiny unwanted stuffs into his mouth. We also appreciated her for showing love and affection towards her little brother and then assigned this task. In the last 2 months, she has been very helpful to us in alarming us a couple of times that prevented her little brother in swallowing some unwanted stuffs. Whenever she acted on that, we were able to see the kind of enthusiasm within her. We adopted the same technique with our 12-year-old daughter also, and she has been amazing, and she started to take care of her little brother. She gives him a bath, changes diapers, dress him up, play with him. You can use this powerful technique by entrusting your children and then assigning the task. More importantly, don't forget to appreciate your children for taking responsibilities. If you adopt this technique religiously, you will see your children will love to take responsibilities. Believe me, these are the 3 techniques. That is, technique number 1 is no blame game. And how you can combat that is by using these 2 words, decide and choose. Technique number 2 is responsibility is contagious. If you expect your children to be a responsible person, you have to pay attention to yourself and you have to be a responsible individual. Technique number 3 is trust your children and assign them tasks. Your children will love to work for you and they will love to take responsibilities. What's your view on this? I would love to know your comments. If you really like my video, just hit the like button. If you are not yet subscribed to my channel, subscribe to my channel and don't forget to hit that small bell icon so that you will get notified about my new video content. I would also like to know whether you're going to implement these three techniques. If you're going to do that, just put a yes in the comment box. I will see you soon in my next video. Until then, enjoy.